Filipino entrepreneurs have brought in a myriad of changes to the vast industries of the nation's economy, from bringing innovative products and bringing in foreign brands to improve the country's competitive markets. This, along with the shift in consumer behavior from offline to online, will bring in a new billion-dollar industry, one that would end up becoming a key engine of growth for the future that is to come. Yes, we are talking about the Philippines e-commerce landscape, and by 2022, it has a gross value added of about 24.2 billion US dollars, which accounts for over 5.5% of the entire nominal gross domestic product of the country and has over 1 million enterprises operating within its ecosystem. This e-commerce boom is leading to the advancement of the country's internet economy, which is expected to reach over $150 billion by the next decade, making the nation one of the fastest digital shifters across the entire world. So how did e-commerce become a success for the country? Before we move on, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe for more. The e-commerce ecosystem of the Philippines grew to what it is today, mainly because of a few things. The first is the entrepreneurial drive of the locals. The Philippines is renowned for its so-called micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSMEs for short. There are over 952,620 of these, according to a report in 2020 by the Department of Trade and Industry, and they alone employ over 5.3 million Filipinos. These enterprises before and after the COVID-19 pandemic was shifting their offline presence to online, whether that is products, foods, or even tourism. The second factor is the platforms. Of course, we wouldn't have e-commerce without its players. Lazada, Shopee, Zalora, Carousel, and much more have been the key players in bringing these sellers on board the digital train. Due to business-friendly regulations and the adoption of consumers to the digital world, these platforms have thrived into becoming giant e-commerce businesses that are even becoming a competitive threat to other billion-dollar businesses around the globe. An example is Shopee, a Southeast Asian-bred e-commerce app that is now around Europe, India, South Korea, and even the Americas. The third factor, which is the bread and life of doing e-commerce, is the logistics industry. The Philippines logistics industry is a huge thriving business, despite the complex geography of the nation, with growth rates close to 9% per year and a value of over $20 billion by 2023. With over 73 million internet users who shop online and expect their items brought to their home, the logistics industry has survived and even flourished during the country lockdowns recently. Moreover, according to a report by Google and Temasek, logistics actually became the most attractive sector among the entire e-commerce ecosystem in Southeast Asia, hinting that logistics plays a crucial role in the sector. The last factor is the e-payment service. This service, which is still operated by a small number of players due to its nature and business complexity, has been one of the backbones besides logistics in ensuring that everyone is included in the digital sphere. Regardless, the rise of e-payment services has enabled e-commerce to thrive because it enabled an easier way to transact, reduce the need for cash to be held, and even push consumer behavior due to its ease of use. Moreover, by 2030, DTI is expecting the Philippines to be a cashless society, meaning that e-commerce and e-payments will explode as it takes their place in the Philippines economy. These factors are all contributing to the very health of the e-commerce world. The future, however, lies in how the government and private enterprises enable a more seamless nation. This seamless society can mean upgrading and enhancing the infrastructure that plays in the telecommunications field. Faster internet would open up a better market, be more secure, and help merchants or sellers to understand digital behavior more efficiently. Establishing fair competitive play regulations is also essential in helping boost the e-commerce market, as there are several players out there who have enough purchasing power to crush its competitors by means of pricing. Furthermore, ensuring intellectual property is regulated will help innovation to thrive further. But lastly, the government has to also continuously enhance its presence as well in the digital realm, whether it's through the very individuals working in the office or having a separate team that supports the e-commerce community. Key initiatives will then help ensure that e-commerce will be the Philippines' next wave of engines for growth.